While Netflix and Hulu keep churning out original series after original series, Amazon Prime Video has been much more selective. Since the Emmy-winning series Transparent, Amazon has lagged behind other streaming giants in terms of quantity, but it often delivers on quality. From genre-bending comedies like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Fleabag to more traditional serial dramas like Bosch, Amazon Prime Video has some great options for every taste. Our list of the best Amazon Prime Video original series streaming now will help you find something for every mood. We've also rounded up the best Netflix original series and the best Hulu original series if Prime Video doesn't have the originals you're looking for. Amazon Studios co-produced this 6-part miniseries, based on the fantasy novel of the same name by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, along with BBC Studios. The series follows an angel and a demon played by Michael Sheen and David Tennant, respectively, whose comfortable lives on Earth are threatened by the impending apocalypse. The pair must team up to prevent the ascension of the Antichrist and a war between heaven and hell. The show's impressive cast is filled out by Jon Hamm, Michael McKean, Miranda Richardson, Audrey Arjona, Nick Offerman, and Jack Whitehall. Like the book that inspired it, the series is packed with quirky, irreverent humor that filters both human history and biblical mythology through its clever lens. Rotten Tomatoes, 84% genre, comedy stars Michael Sheen, David Tennant, Daniel Mays creator, Neil Gaiman Seasons 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. If you liked Top Gear and you've never seen the Grand Tour, oh boy. The full crew, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May, and executive producer Andy Willman, migrated to Amazon after Clarkson was booted from the BBC show following some untoward allegations, and it feels like they never left. The Grand Tour actually takes Top Gear to another level, with more extravagant production value and more ridiculous vehicles than ever before. As with its predecessor, Grand Tour expertly blends legitimate autojournalism with general buffoonery, as the hosts regularly take gleeful potshots at one another. The show travels across the world for numerous specialty episodes, including one involving charitable efforts in Mozambique and one in Dubai featuring sand buggies. The latest episode of Season 4, The Grand Tour Presents a Massive Hunt, premiered on November 26, and sends them to Madagascar to take on the world's toughest road. The show is basically just Top Gear 2.0, but if you like cars, you need to watch. Rotten Tomatoes, 86% genre, automotive stars, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May creator, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May, Andy Willman Seasons 4. Watch on Amazon Prime. Just over a decade ago, Hannah was a feature film that came and went. However, David Farr reinvented Hannah for Amazon Prime as a TV series starring Esme Creed Miles in the title role. Young Hannah was the product of a CIA experiment to create super soldiers by splicing her DNA with genetic material from wolves. That made her everything the CIA hoped for and more. The Killings co-stars Joel Kinnaman and Mire Enos were united in Hannah, but on opposite sides. Kinnaman plays Hannah's adoptive father, Eric Heller, who went to great lengths to hide Hannah and raise her as his own. Enos portrays Marissa Wigler, a CIA agent with an unhealthy obsession with Hannah herself. The second season premiered in the summer of 2020, and Hannah reached a new high mark ahead of its third season renewal. Rotten Tomatoes, 67% genre, action, drama stars, Esme Creed Miles, Mire Enos, Joel Kinnaman creator, David Farr Seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. Based on the podcast of the same name created by Eli Horowitz and Micah Bloomberg, Homecoming is a psychological thriller about a secret government program called Homecoming, a facility that helps soldiers transition back to civilian life. In Season 1, Julia Roberts stars as Heidi Bergman, a caseworker who left Homecoming to take care of her mother in the small town where she grew up. However, when the Department of Defense starts asking why she left, Heidi begins to realize the story she has been telling herself is completely different from what actually happened. As Homecoming bounces between timelines, we see just how deep the conspiracy between private enterprise and government brainwashing goes. Season 2 premiered in May of last year with a new cast centered around Janelle Monáe. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% genre, thriller, drama stars Julia Roberts, Barbie Carnival, Stephen James creator, Eli Horowitz, Micah Bloomberg seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. Al Pacino hunting Nazis. What's not to love? Hunters is inspired by real-life groups of American Nazi hunters who have tracked down defected Nazis over the decade. The story itself is set in 1977 New York City as Maya Offerman builds a ragtag team designed to derail a brewing plot to create a Fourth Reich in the United States. As the team discovers hundreds of high-ranking Nazi officials who have assimilated into American life, they take drastic, gory measures to thwart the Nazis' new genocidal plans. Hunters has drawn criticism for its occasionally tone-deaf writing and misrepresentation of some historical details, but if you are in for some campy action, you could do a lot worse. Rotten Tomatoes, a 64% genre, thriller, drama stars Al Pacino, Logan Lerman, Jerrica Hinton, Lena Olin creator, David Weil seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. Tom Clancy's fan-favorite hero, Jack Ryan, has the distinction of being played on the big screen by Alec Baldwin, Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck, and Chris Pine. However, it was John Krasinski's take on the character that made Amazon's Jack Ryan such a compelling show. Think of it as Jack Ryan Begins. This series follows Jack early in his career when he was simply an analyst for the CIA. Regardless, Jack's ability to make connections and follow the money convinced the CIA to put him into the field long before he was truly ready for it. Regardless of his lack of field experience, Jack grew into the role and personally took down a terrorist plot. Unfortunately, Jack's personal life has suffered along the way. Thankfully, the series never disappoints when it comes to thrilling action scenes. Amazon has confirmed that a third season is on the way, which means Jack Ryan will be back in the near future. Rotten Tomatoes, 75% genre, action, thriller, drama stars John Krasinski, Wendell Pierce, Abby Cornish creator, Carlton Cuse, Graham Rowland seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. What would have happened if the Axis powers emerged victorious from World War II? That's the question posed by The Man in the High Castle, a dramatic, highly stylized adaptation of Philip K. Dick's 1962 novel of the same name. Set in the early 1960s, the Third Reich and the Japanese Empire hold split control over the continental United States. When a dangerous propaganda film makes its way into the hands of revolutionary groups, a clandestine conflict begins over the truth of the war as an aging Adolf Hitler prepares to relinquish control of the Reich and several prominent party members vie for a chance at the throne. The pace is slow, but the acting, especially from Rufus Sewell as the icy Obergruppenführer John Smith, is worth your patience. Rotten Tomatoes, 95% genre, thriller, drama, sci-fi stars Alexa Davalos, Rupert Evans, Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa creator, Frank Spotnet seasons 4. Watch on Amazon Prime. In 1958 New York City, Jewish housewife Midge Maisel finds out her husband, a businessman who does stand-up comedy on the side, is stealing his jokes from big-time comic Bob Newhart and, worse, having an affair. To cope with the upheaval, Midge begins to tell jokes of her own and finds she has something of a knack for it. In the vein of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is a comedy that doesn't allow itself to be weighed down by its more serious moments, resulting in a joyous, fun tone. Similarly, the series tactfully handles issues of gender and religion in a period when people weren't quite as enlightened or politically correct as are today. Brosnahan's character work is outstanding, painting a picture of a woman who uses her pain to strengthen her resolve and bolster her arc. Rotten Tomatoes, 94% genre, comedy, drama stars Rachel Brosnahan, Alex Borstein, Michael Zijon creator, Amy Sherman Palladino seasons 3. Watch on Amazon Prime. Gael Garcia Bernal stars as an eccentric, wunderkind orchestra conductor in one of Amazon's first originals, created by Roman Coppola, Jason Schwartzman, and Paul White. Lola Kirk stars as an oboist and the conductor's protege. It's neither a steamy, passionate drama nor a high-stakes thriller. Instead, A Mozart in the Jungle is just a fun, low-key show about being human. There's ambition, triumph, failure, connection, disconnection, and a slew of ordinary things played out in the world of extraordinary musicians. Plus, Malcolm McDowell and Bernadette Peters are in it, so you know it's fun. Rotten Tomatoes, 91% genre, comedy, drama stars, Lola Kirk, Gail Garcia Bernal, Saffron Burrows creator, Roman Coppola, Jason Schwartzman, Balix Timbers, Paul White Seasons 4. Watch on Amazon Prime. You don't need a subscription to The New Yorker, just watch this short anthology series on Amazon. The New Yorker Presents is an odd collection of interviews, news investigations, and scripted comedy shorts that hold little relation to one another but are all worth watching in their own way. Want to learn about the effects of pesticides on amphibian ecosystems? You came to the right place. Each episode is host to several different segments, which vary wildly in tone and subject matter. That said, you never feel as though you are wasting time or watching something uninteresting. And don't worry, there are no political cartoons. Rotten Tomatoes, 86% genre, documentary stars, not applicable creator, Alex Gibney Seasons 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. One Mississippi might be the most melancholy comedy series ever made. When LA radio host Tig Bevoro returns to her Mississippi hometown after her elderly mother is taken off life support, she moves back in with her brother and stepfather to try and sort everything out. What follows is a bittersweet culture clash as progressive, big city Tig struggles to adapt to the antiquated traditions in Bay St. Lucille. Notaro is wonderful, the kind of comic whose jokes come simply via observation. Despite Amazon's cancellation of the series after 2 seasons, critics heaped praise on One Mississippi for its authentic tone and unique brand of humor. The semi-autobiographical show is one of the most genuine you'll find, depicting its characters with both comedy and care. Rotten Tomatoes, 93% genre, comedy, drama stars, Tig Notaro, Noah Hapster, John Rothman creator, Tig Notaro, Diablo Cody Seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. A blend of dark comedy and drama, this series from writer, director, and executive producer Stephen Conrad follows a reluctant spy who's forced to take a position as a mid-level employee at an industrial piping manufacturer to gather intelligence on Iran's nuclear program. As he gets drawn deeper into the dangerous assignment, he finds himself taking greater risks to protect his secret. Michael Dorman stars in the series as intelligence officer John Tavener, with Terry O'Quinn portraying his esteemed father and senior officer. The impressive cast is filled out by Kurtwood Smith, Michael Chanas, Kathleen Monroe, Elliot Opheim, Chris Conrad, and Deborah Winger. While the first season received generally positive reviews and a nomination as the year's best comedy series from Critics' Choice Television Awards voters, the second season raised the bar, earning widespread acclaim after its November 2018 debut. Rotten Tomatoes, 82% genre, comedy, drama stars, Michael Dorman, Kurtwood Smith, Michael Chanas creator, Stephen Conrad Seasons 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. An anthology sci-fi series akin to Netflix's Black Mirror, the first 10-episode season of Electric Dreams offers a set of standalone stories that filter humanity's technological future through a dark, often unsettling lens. Each of the episodes is inspired by the works of prolific sci-fi author Philip K. Dick, whose stories previously served as source material for Blade Runner and Minority Report, among other acclaimed films. Although the series isn't a fully original Amazon Studios production, Amazon Prime Video owns the US rights to the series, which has a surprisingly well-known cast of familiar faces in front of the camera and an equally impressive team behind it. Bryan Cranston is one of several high-profile cast members to appear in episodes, along with Hidden Figures actress Janelle Monáe, Terrence Howard, Steve Buscemi, and Anna Paquin. Rotten Tomatoes, 73% genre, sci-fi, thriller stars, Terrence Howard, Bryan Cranston, Anna Paquin creator, Ronald D. Moore, Michael Dina Seasons 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. Red Oaks is a surprisingly fun ode to classic 1980s coming-of-age comedies that doesn't lean on lazy callbacks or costume gags, instead crafting a genuinely affecting tale of love, loss, and growth. College kid David Myers signs on to work at an upstate New York country club in the summer, where he works as a tennis instructor under the charming Nash. David inconveniently finds himself falling for the beautiful daughter of the club president while navigating his parents' messy relationship and a relationship of his own. The series doles out hilarity and wholesomeness in equal measure, with excellent comic acting by both known commodities and diamonds in the rough. The first season is the best, but it's all worth your time. Rotten Tomatoes, 81% genre, comedy, drama stars, Craig Roberts, Jennifer Grey, Richard Kind creator, Gregory Jacobs, Joe Gongemi seasons, 3. Watch on Amazon Prime. Sneaky Pete is one of Amazon Studios' lesser-known productions, but the 3 seasons released so far have all earned tremendously positive reviews. The premise is classic Hollywood, as con artist Marius gets out of prison and adopts his late cellmate's identity to escape from a terrifying gangster. Predictably, Marius finds himself in over his head trying to navigate the life that Pete left behind years ago, including an overbearing grandmother and a crotchety grandfather. Ribisi's roles are typically smaller parts, but he nails the lead here, and overall the show takes a fun tone without dipping too far into comedy territory. Rotten Tomatoes, 97% genre, comedy, drama stars, Giovanni Ribisi, Maran Ireland, Shane McRae creator, David Shaw. Bryan Cranston seasons, 3. Watch on Amazon Prime. The Tick began his existence as a sort of tongue-in-cheek superhero and mascot for a New England chain of comic book stores. Amazon's Tick follows lowly Arthur, a typical office worker with little ambition and few goals. Suddenly, Arthur meets the Tick, perhaps a real superhero, perhaps a figment of his imagination, who begins to uncover the hero hidden within Arthur. The show is quite funny, powered largely by Peter Serafinowicz' dopey performance as the title character. Rotten Tomatoes, 90% genre, superhero, action, adventure, comedy stars, Peter Serafinowicz, Griffin Newman, Valerie Curry creator, Ben Edlund seasons, 2. Watch on Amazon Prime. Not only is Transparent an incredible show, but it is also perhaps the best double entendre in TV history. In a widely acclaimed turn, Jeffrey Tambor portrays Morton Pfefferman, a retired college professor who opts to live his truth as a transgender woman, Maura, thus forcing Moray's family to adapt to their father's newly revealed identity. The series is an honest, demotional look at the difficulties that plague transgender people as they attempt to justify their identities to both close friends and complete strangers. Creator Jill Soloway found inspiration for Transparent after her own father came out as transgender, lending the show a feeling of authenticity you can't help but appreciate. Just after being renewed for a 5th season, the series fell into limbo due to multiple sexual harassment allegations levied against Tambor, who was subsequently fired from the show. The first 4 seasons are available on Amazon, along with the show's feature-length musical finale. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% genre, comedy, drama stars, Jeffrey Tambor, Gabby Hoffman, Jay Duplass creator, Joey Soloway seasons, 5. Watch on Amazon Prime. Undone is a rarity among adult-oriented animated series because it's more of a drama and a thriller than a comedy. It also utilizes rotoscoping animation to provide the series' mind-bending visuals. Rosa Salazar stars in the series as Alma, a directionless young woman who almost loses her life in a car crash. However, Alma soon discovers that the crash seemingly unlocked her ability to see her dead father, Jacob. According to Jacob, Alma has the ability to bend time and space to her will, and he wants her to go back in time to prevent his murder. While Alma can seemingly do everything that Jacob promised, the truth about her abilities and her sanity is still tantalizingly ambiguous. But there's a 2nd season on the horizon with more answers. Rotten Tomatoes, 98% genre, sci-fi, comedy, drama, thriller stars, Rosa Salazar, Angelique Cabrol, Constance Marie creator, Raphael Bob Waxberg, Kate Paddy seasons, 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. In a not-so-distant future, humans near death have the option to upload their consciousness to luxurious virtual reality afterlives. When Nathan is in a car accident, he can choose to undergo a risky operation and risk real death or go to the Lakeview Digital afterlife instead. He chooses the latter, where he meets Nora, his still-alive customer service representative. As Nathan becomes acclimated to a personalized, customizable afterlife, Nora navigates the personal and financial struggles of her real world. The boundaries blur as the two characters build a relationship that spans planes. Rotten Tomatoes, 87% genre, sci-fi, comedy, drama, stars Robbie Amell. Andy Allo, Allegra Edwards creator, Greg Daniels seasons 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. 000 might be the most ambitious TV series you've never heard of. This massive 8-episode miniseries was shot on 3 continents, even more countries, and encapsulates 3 fairly distinct stories. Because this is the story of the world's cocaine supply chain, from manufacturers in Italy to sellers in Mexico to brokers and buyers around the world. It's reminiscent of Netflix's Narcos, but far broader in scope, attempting to tell a technical, yet still dramatic, tale about how enormous the world's drug machine truly is. It makes the war on drugs seem positively stupid. With great performances from the likes of Gabriel Byrne, Andrea Riseborough, and Dane DeHaan, it's surprising how under the radar 000 is. Rotten Tomatoes, 88% genre, drama, stars Andrea Riseborough, Dane DeHaan, Giuseppe Da Creators, Stefano Sollima, Leonardo Fasoli. Mauricio Katz seasons 1. Watch on Amazon Prime. Related topics: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, more streaming services.